Today we are going to be doing a video on this, fixing your 9-volt Lego Technic motor. Okay, if you look on, it might look something like this. If you look on the bottom of it, we'll have in little tiny numbers. Mine says 2847. So it's the model 228.
Come on, show them the bottom.
It's the model 2847. Here, you can come over here so you
Well,
can
they can see it.
get a little bit closer. Okay.
I zoomed it
This
in.
is going to be, I think, the most thorough video of this this particular product ever produced. So we're going to show you how to fix it. Here's this documentation in case you don't have it anymore. Here's, I guess, the key part. It shows you how to remove the lid. That's the only interesting thing. It really tells you how to do. But here's the whole thing. You can, here, stand up. You can, whatever, pause the video and read it all if you want. If you've lost this documentation, there it is. What, don't?
I'm showing them the whole thing.
Okay, hopefully the resolution is high enough. Okay, here's the other side. Mostly showing you other stuff, auxiliary stuff, not exactly just this. There's other things you might or might not have. This thing looks pretty cool. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna say is, so you plug it in to your motor and nothing happens. What? So first of all, you might want to make sure you're doing it right. So you have this little, these little things. You have this little thing, and they're kind of directional. So look how it has you poking. The wire is going out axially, you know. It's going out the short side of this, out the front of it, if you want to call it that. So if you put it like this, my understanding is it probably would not work, because essentially these two are positive or negative, and let's say these two are positive, these two are negative. I think that actually happens to be correct. But anyway, one is one and the other is the other. Okay, so there's two sides. So if you put it like this, you're 90 degrees off. You're not gonna work. So anyway, make sure you've got it right, both on this side and on the motor. The motor has rails, so it's more obvious what's supposed to be going on. I'll show you the bottom of the motor. Can you see the close-up of the motor? See, there's two rails. One of them is the positive rail, one of them is the negative rail. So you want to get your thing again lined up like this on that. So one side is going to one rail, one side is going on the other. You would not want it like this. Okay, we're going really slow, but that way you won't get confused. So, here's what it looks like, all right, except for you won't have it partially open. I actually have disassembled this quite extensively already. But this is what it'll look like, and you just pull down this thing here with your little fingernail or whatever, and that'll allow you to pop off the thing, okay? And this red part will actually stay with this, all right? And because you won't have done all this, which I wouldn't recommend doing, because you're not gonna need to. 99% chance. So what your problem will be, first thing, you always start with the easiest thing first, right? Right? You start with the easiest things first. And the easiest thing is probably your batteries are just dead. So basically it's either I'll just cut to the chase, the short version of this video. Either your problem is your batteries are dead and you just need to switch the batteries, or your problem is that they've been sitting there for so long, so there's corrosion on the part of the battery holder, some of the metal of the battery and holder, and so you will need to fix that and change your batteries, because your batteries will also be dead. So those are your two options. and then you'll have it fixed, okay? But I'm gonna show you everything involved. So, you take and you check your batteries, okay? First, you can, if you have a multimeter, wouldn't that be nice? I don't know if you do, but if you do, you can kind of check on these little leads, okay? So you take and put one, again, over on the left side, one over on the right side, and you see, do I have little over 9 volts, 9.3 volts or something? If you do, then you're golden. Things are good. What I was having was, even when I put in new batteries that I knew were good, because I tested them, 1.5, 1.6, okay? You put in the new batteries, and then I was testing and I was getting different readings. At first it said, oh, 5 volts, okay. And then I took them off, then I did it again. Oh, now it's down to 4, down to 3. It was going down. So this indicates that your problem is what my problem was of the corrosion thing, okay? That's what that indicates. Here's, one moment please. So here, I've been charging these batteries for the last few days. I don't know if it will work. This is an experiment. These batteries are labeled. Let's see if any of these are like, maybe these ones, yeah, look. These are from 1989. Do you see that? Can they see it, Caleb? 889. Can they see the label on the battery?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But
So,
it kind of.
anyway, they're rechargeable nickel cadmium batteries.
Can we see it again?
Which wouldn't that be nice to have rechargeable batteries? Because then you could just play with this without breaking the bank. So anyway, let's see if there was still hope for this these batteries or not. So we've got it set to DC. If you have one, this little symbol of a line over dotted lines, that's DC. The sig, or the tilde, that's AC. You can see when I first got this, I had to label that because I didn't know, just to help me remember. And so let's hook it up. Whoa! They have recharged 1.24. They were 0 before. So they live. The nickel cadmium from 1989. It's still fresh. It's still good. Okay, it's like the wheat in the pyramids or whatever. It just stays good forever. Okay, so that's good news. So maybe we could use these, although they're only 1.2 instead of 1.6, which would be better. These ones are new, good batteries made in this millennium, and they are 1.56. Look at that. So anyways, so that's the thing you can do, is figure out, are my batteries working, put in new batteries. Okay, so we've done that. So we put in new batteries, and you have to kind of pay attention. They have the picture here. Basically what they do, it starts here, it loops around, it goes through here, and then it loops around like that. That's the circuit, all right? So this is one end, this is the other. So also, if you're skeptical or you're having trouble getting these leads, you want to rule out this mechanism, you can, which, I mean, of course I did this in troubleshooting, you always do that. You can hook it up to here. Can you see this, Caleb?
Yeah.
Hook it up to here and here. And you see, do you see the number on there? 9.38. Negative 9.38. So this is the negative end, and this is the positive end, actually. I told you wrong backwards before. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, so there it is, okay? So this is looking good.
Can you
and see how it's
raise it up a little bit so we can see it?
You can move around the camera too. There's a happy medium. Some of my cameramen move around a lot more than maybe the viewer would like. They're getting seasick, and Caleb is keeping it nice and steady, I guess. So, anyways, there it is, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that. So, you see, you would hook it, you just touch it here and here. If you don't have a multimeter, this is all useless information. Maybe you could lick your fingers and you might be able to sort of feel it a little bit. You can kind of tell if there's power there. Anyways, maybe that's not a good idea. It's not gonna hurt you. Okay, so people are so afraid of electricity, you know? People have like this mental block. They'll do anything, but oh, electricity, that's scary. Believe me, don't have that mental block, and you can get by in life, and you can whatever. It's gonna cost you a lot of money if you have that mental block, because someone will come by, and you'll have to have them do what you could have done yourself very easily. Electricity is not that complicated at all. It's basically like plumbing. Visually or abstractly, you should think of it. It's like the wires are little pipes and the stuff is going around. It's easy to understand, and it's really not that dangerous, usually. So, what's the next thing? Okay, so you figured out, you put in new batteries. You test it again, and let's say it was doing what mine was doing, which is going down, down, down. Let's see if we can duplicate this process. We gotta undo my fixing. Okay, so what the problem was on this was this little thing. And let's take it apart so you can see what it was doing. Okay, you stand up, Caleb, and get over here because it's useless. This is little tiny stuff.
I can see it just fine.
Well, can you? I don't know. I'm not so sure.
You just turn up.
So look, you push it out. It's gonna be kind of hard. And there's your thing. So what mine was look at this. It had corrosion right there. And you can see it without having to take it out. You don't take everything apart. You can just look with your eyes and see where the corrosion is. Also, what you can do is, anyway, we'll show you what you can do. So let's put it back so that it's bad. Put it bad side up, all right? So that it'll have this problem again. And I've bent it all up to make it work better. But that means that now it won't. See how I made it kind of have a curve? Let's undo all of that. Because that's a wonderful thing to do. I gotta undo it. All right. So, let's see if we can slide it in this way. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Come on. It's clearly going to be hard. Maybe harder than we had bargained for. We don't want to bore the viewer, but basically I bent it so that it would stick up a little bit to make sure that it made good contact with the little prong, the little post sticking up out of the battery. Come on, thing. Go on in there.
You don't have to bend it back to have the corrosion again.
What do you mean?
The viewers don't have to bend it back up to have the corrosion again.
Yeah, the viewers will not have to do this. That's the nice thing about being a viewer, for sure. You will not have to do any of this nonsense. And they're saying, wow, you should have planned this better. Let's just kind of jam it in there good enough to do this demonstration. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so let's stick one side in here. Okay, let's stick one side in here. Okay. This is looking ridiculous. Look, you can see it's all wonky and crooked. Hopefully this will mean that it will have the same problem that I had before so that you can actually see it. Wouldn't that be exciting? All right, so what you can do to kind of troubleshoot things, you go through and you try, you know, in between each battery while it's in, and maybe in between a couple batteries. So this, the circuit is going zoop, zoop. So if you want to see that, and okay, that's about 3. That's what it should be. Okay, then from here to here, can you see where I'm doing? Can you see it all, Caleb?
Yeah.
Going from here to here, okay, that's 4.5. That's about what it should be. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's go from here. Look, here to here will be fine, 1.5. Here to here, I wonder if it will be so fine. So we put one here and one here. Oops. Come on. You can see I'm putting my hands in the circuit. I'm not all that afraid of that because this is DC and it's low voltage. Okay, so bother. It's still fixed, unfortunately. Before, it was not 1.5, okay? Because of this corrosion. Because of this corrosion situation, it was not getting a good connection at all. And I've fixed it too well.
Well, the viewers don't want to unfix it. I don't think so.
Yeah. Suffice it to say, you can narrow down which one of these things is definitely the problem by testing it electrically, like I just was showing you, okay? And the one that's the problem, back when this was the problem, it was having that it was not 1.5 or 3 or whatever. When I went across it, it was much, much less than the 1 or 2 or 3 batteries should have been, because this was the problem part. And so if it was involved in the circuit, it was going to be giving the wrong reading. So, oh look, now it's sliding in. Now it's sliding in. Maybe I could make it.
Annabelle.
Maybe I could make it do it. Whatever. So, what you need to do basically is what I have done here, is make it. What I did is bend everything backwards so that it can, because there was no real way to clean up or fix that corrosion that was on there. So you bend it all backwards and then put it back in that way. And so let's see if we can do it for another one. Since we've already bent this one backwards, I don't want to bend it back and forth because it'll eventually just break. And if you bend these things too much, I'm sure. So we don't want to break them. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to find you a different piece. Okay, maybe we can we pause the video? We discovered that advanced feature. Okay, so I have gone ahead and just undone the fix like I should have done in the first place. So here's can you look in there and see the problem now? It has the corrosion right there, okay? It's corroded. And so let's put the batteries in and you can see the problem. So, as it says, this one should go this way. Look at the little diagram. This one should go this way. Okay. Now, if you look, what I do here, put one here, put one here. And we'll have 1.5, okay? Like it should be. Now, let's leave this one here, okay? Leave this one here. And let's go over to the other side and let's see what it is. There, well, it's still 1.5. Whoa, okay, only 0.2. See, this is a problem. Because, actually, that makes sense. Because if I'm touching this, it's still 1.5. Because I'm touching it in a place that it's not corroded. But the battery is touching it in a place that is corroded. And look, so this should be 3. But instead, we're at negative 0.2. When you go across 2 batteries, like if I you know, go from here to here, this should be 3. Probably, if I'm thinking right. Why is that saying 0?
Maybe you fix it. You got rid of it too much.
Did I kill the batteries?
I don't know.
This is saying 0. Well, this is saying 1.5. Okay. And that's saying 3, right? Anyway, the point is, so if that's saying 3, we know, okay, this one isn't the one, this one isn't the one. You can rule them out step by step. And then you figure out, going from here to here, well, that's not right. It's saying 0.75. And in my case, it was going down, down, down. You take it off, and then you do it again, and it would be even lower. In this case, it's saying, now I've changed it somewhat, and it's, whatever I did, changed it, and it's staying basically the same, but whereas before it was probably acting more like a resistor, and it was gradually going down. Anyway, more detail than you needed, but here's what you need to do. What you do is take some kind of little screwdriver or something, some kind of tool, and you need to push out your problem piece because you probably can't clean it. It's probably just not gonna work to try to clean it. So what you can do is, look, the other side is nice and clean. So we'll just flip it.
Much.
Yeah, it looked cleaner before. We were sliding in and out over and over, but you can just flip it. So let's bend this a little bit so that you have a nice curve. So it's gonna hit that battery post nice and good, okay? So that it kind of is domed up in the center. All right, and then we've got to very slowly and very carefully bend this, because if you bend it too fast, it's gonna break, and or it could break, potentially. This could break too, because this is now the third. I bent it back, and then I bent it back the other way, and now I'm bending it back one more time. This is really too much bending, and so it's not going to be, I mean, I can feel it. It's weak, it's weakening. So we got to be very careful bending this. Try not to bend it too quickly. Look at that stress on it. Oh, it's gonna maybe bend. It's gonna maybe break. Because right there at that spot, look at that. Can you see that forming? That's where it wants to break. It really wants to break right there at this point. So I don't know if there's any way to save it. The sacrifice I made for you, the viewer. We're being very careful, but it's not gonna work. It's gonna bend. When you do it just once, it's not gonna have this problem, okay? It's not gonna have this problem, I promise. You do it once, you do it carefully, it's not gonna break. This is only because I did it over and over, which I knew I shouldn't do. If you bend it back and forth, then it'll break. But if you just bend it one way, it won't break. All right, well, let's see if we can get it to work anyway. So we put this back how it was. When I fixed it last time.
What if it doesn't work? Then
Bent
we
this
have
way.
to go to the store and we have to.
Don't worry, dear viewer. And then this will be popped out one way, and you just have to take a little screwdriver corner or something. This is a beautiful stare-it tool, and you just poke it through somehow to be the other way, which I have already done. So I'm not really demonstrating that well. But so then you have it all switched orientation, and you can put it back how it was. Now, this, we're gonna have to kind of put this just on top like that, resting on that. I think that might make a good enough connection, mostly due to the flat here. And I think this will actually, believe it or not, probably still work okay. All right, but it, you know, every single time you put in and out the battery now is gonna have problems. So whatever, you just will have to be alert. But that won't happen to you. Yours will work just fine because you're gonna do it slowly and you're not gonna undo it and then redo it in order to make a video about it. And so it'll work great, okay?
Except if you want to, for some reason.
You won't want to, for any reason. Okay, now let's put this
Well,
here.
why would we want to for any reason then?
Because we are doing a public service.
Well,
This
what
is
if
the
they
problem
are
that I
doing
went
a
into.
public
Okay,
service?
that looks good.
It won't be that much of a public service since it's already.
Because it's already done. We've already done it. Nobody will ever do this again. Nobody could possibly make a better video about this very, very narrow
Really?
topic
I
of
think
this
they
particular-
probably could.
this
That
particular
does
product.
not last 26 minutes.
The lasting 26 minutes maybe is part of the charm of it. That how could they find 26 minutes worth of stuff
Well,
to
people get
rivet your
bored.
interest?
People get bored very easily these days.
Okay, look at this.
I'm very
It's
sorry to tell you
doing
that.
pressure. It's good. Okay, what a great connection that is. All right, that just fell out. I heard it.
We have something.
Okay, put this here and look at this nice clean surface it has to attach to. And now let's test it. Now let's test it, guys.
Test it.
Let's test it, and we'll test it across that. And we're getting 3, okay, and then we'll test it across the whole thing. And we're gonna get, hopefully, 9. Where is it? That's what's going on. Where's our
There's our 9.
9? Did we do something wrong?
Probably that.
Oh yeah, look. This was our whole problem. Look at this, guys. See this? Look at the diagram. Look at the diagram. And I had this backwards. I had it backwards. How did I do that? How could I be so dumb? This has to go like this. I hope we didn't kill our batteries or something doing that. Because that would be possible. No. See, that's why it was showing us 0 and stuff before. Okay, so now we're getting 3, 3, 3s, lots of good multiples of 1.5. And look, we have 9.36 across the total. That's what we should have. So at that point, you've solved your problem. Now we're gonna show you some bonus material, okay? So hopefully that helped you solve your problem. Here is what you would get if you take this apart. Here's this interesting mechanism. All right, now to take it apart, you have to get some kind of little tiny thin screwdriver or something. Or look, what I used was this little knife on this on my ring. You can get this from some guy on Etsy, and you just stick it in there, stretch it out so you can get the tabs past the notches.
But
and
you could use
slide them
a
up.
fork too.
So
You cannot use a fork because it would not be small enough. It's a very thin little, it's a thin little thing. Okay, so what you have inside, look at this. So the buttons, you can push one or you can push the other. That's how this works.
One.
So when both of them are not pushed, then what it is both of these are up here and they're both gonna be, they're in contact with this rail. You see that? Both of them are gonna be contacting this part of the metal, which is linked to that, which touches this, okay? Which touches this, which goes to the minus side of the batteries. So they're all, at that point, they're both linked to the minus side, okay? Now, coming from this, the plus side, see how we have the plus there? This is the plus side, and it is connected to this little rail, okay? And so what happens is if you push down one of the buttons, burnt, it'll lock in to this little thing to keep it down. And then look at how that goes down. You see this thing going down? Can you see it? Am I holding it the right way? So that goes down, and then that is touching the plus. This is touching still the minus up here, you see, which is touching this. And so then one is plus, one is minus, and then your motor, vroom, it's gonna rev up. Okay, interestingly, you can also do the total backwards thing, see? And then this goes and touches this, and then you'll have plus and minus the other way. And what will that do, dear friends? It will turn the motor the opposite direction. So that way, with the same setup, you can do forward, you can do reverse. You don't need a transmission or anything, you just switch the direction of the electricity. So what amazing things, the magic of Legos and electricity. Let's see if we can put this back together. So there's no reason, it turns out, to take this apart. This was not my problem, but whatever, I had fun taking it apart, but you do not need to take it apart. It's kind of a pain taking it apart. It's difficult. You have to have some tiny, tiny little skinny tool, like a knife that's on your ring, or like something. Because you see these little, look at these little gaps. You see how little those are? You're gonna have to stick it in there and basically pull it out. But props to Lego that, I was able to disassemble it non-destructively, and it seems to still work just fine. Look at this. So this keeps it down, then it goes up. It still is working just fine. Nothing broke.
So you can press this one to go that way and this one to go that way.
Exactly, and it locks down. You push this one, and you push, and then if you kind of push them halfway, then they're both up. Here they're both up, and then now this one is down. Now they're both up, this one is down. Let's turn off this so we don't run out our batteries. Okay, so that's how you can fix that, and then your motor will work. Let's see if it will work. Shall we try it? So
Should we show them the other bonus material yet?
we're gonna show them. Yeah, we're gonna show them. So look at this. Here is a motorcycle
It's on top of your...
that Kayla built, okay?
What's this, Lego?
So,
Oh, it fell off.
oh, if you don't have a multimeter, look, there's simpler things. Like, look, this is a battery tester, okay? If you've never heard of this, you can get one of these. And this will also, let's see if it sees these are good. It'll probably think these are pretty low because they're only doing 1.2 volts. Well, it just thinks these are, you just gotta replace. But if you put on one of some good batteries, you just close that up, and let's do a good battery. Hopefully these are good and don't embarrass me. Then it'll, look at this, pop up and say, good. So that's how you use a battery
really
tester.
see the good.
Why is it not focusing? Sometimes this thing, there we go, good. So there's different types of battery testers.
Here, can you hold this for a second? I gotta put the stopper on the termination on because it fell off.
Okay, so here's a motorcycle that we built. It is this motorcycle, this 8838 motorcycle. And Caleb can tell you all about it. But first, let's turn it upside down and see if the motor will go. Let's turn it upside down and check it out. This is the moment of truth. Did we fix it? Did we fix it? Did we really fix it? So you see how we got it on those rails there. We could have put it anywhere along there. Doesn't matter. Whoa! What happened? Whoa! Look at
You have
that!
to press it though. If you go off, it won't work.
Really?
Now
No, it's working. So I might have slightly damped. Maybe it's not quite working as well as it was before.
The other way it
from
doesn't
putting
work,
it.
though.
The other way it doesn't work at all?
Nope.
Well, it sure should. It was before. It was with the 9-volt battery. There we go. Look at that. It goes both ways. Wow. Can you see it switching directions? Stop it for a minute in between so they can see it switch. Stop. Other way. Okay. This is a pretty cool little thing. It has and look, do you see the pistons and stuff?
Okay,
So here, Caleb can, here, let's stop it quick. And here, I'll show you one more thing. Did we bring down the 9-volt battery? Where is that? I think we have it. Here it is. So, Lego, I don't know if this was just serendipity or they planned it like this, but this is amazing. So, we had this, it was broken, but I wanted to just get this going. And so, what you can do is, here, show them how to do it, Caleb. You put it inside the bit. You put
broken.
No, it's just low battery, but it still goes. It just is going kind of slow. So show them slowly how to do it. So the distance and stuff is perfect. So you put it inside the big. See how there's a big post and a little post, right? So you put one inside the big post, and then if you pivot this, it'll as you pivot, put your thing down so you can see. This is, maybe we're not a very good video family, are we? But put it close to the wheel so they can kind of see what you're doing. So see how that touches the contact on that other Lego post? And then pivot it away or whatever. Anyway, if you do it with the wrong two, nothing, here. Hold the video thing so that I can just do it, okay? And then I think I can show them nicely. So, you stick one side in there, and then you can pivot this side there, and then it's firm, it's connected, and the wheel is turning. Stop, go. Stop, go. See that? Now, like I was telling you, these two are both the same. So if we tried it on this, I don't think it would work at all because they're both linked to the same, this left-hand wire or right-hand, whatever. Okay, you have to go across and then it works. Okay, and isn't that cool? So if you don't have one of these or whatever, you can use a regular 9-volt wire with battery. Just use a 9-volt battery and you just hold it up and it's so cool. But we have had so much fun with this 9-volt battery that it is now dead, okay? Or dead-ish. It's not, it has power, you can see, to turn the wheel, but it doesn't quite have enough power to turn the wheel with the weight of the motorcycle on it. So it kind of works upside down, like you can see, but it does, even the wire just being there is enough of a barrier. But see, there it is. It turns.
Yeah, now it's going way faster. Look how fast it's going.
It turns, but it's low battery. So we need to hook it up to this thing, and this thing will have more power.
Right side up.
Okay, so Caleb, tell them about what we did here. Obviously, we've made some modifications.
You see, this doesn't have any training wheels on this one, but we added training wheels and then hooked it up to this so the training wheels wouldn't go along with the wheel. And then,
So Caleb kind of made and designed that.
and then if we had them way frontwards, just a sec, we gotta take them off and then make it go way frontwards.
It's right there.
Number 7.
Then it will just fall over.
What do you mean it would fall? The motorcycle would fall over?
Yeah.
Okay, so you spread them out to give it more stability.
Yeah, because look.
Okay, well you don't have to. You're gonna show them how it falls over?
Yeah.
Okay.